Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
Rajasthan Royals haven't challenged for the top spot for a while. And this year, the people who sat at the auction table have put together a very decent squad. I don't know if they can go all the way, but what I do know is that there is ability within that squad to go and challenge most of the sides. I think they've done a good job. They've not held back on the money either. They've loosened their purse strings a little bit. They've gone big after Prasidh Krishna, who I enjoy watching. There's a lot of potential there. They've gone big on Shimron Hetmeyer. They said, right, we want Yuzvendra Chahal in, apart from the retentions as well. So they've not held back on putting together a squad. And I think it's a huge opportunity this year for Sanju Samson, who can prove to people that he can string together 3 or 4 good seasons in a row. His stats in recent times have been fantastic. He has another big year. Then personal ambitions can also start to fructify as well. And he's got the chance to show people that he can be a mature, a thoughtful, and a tactically astute captain. So all eyes on Sanju Samson this year if Rajasthan Royals have to go far. But as I said, I think they've put together a squad that ticks a lot of boxes. There's a couple that I'll come to in a minute, but it ticks a lot of boxes. And the first 11 has pretty decent replacements should something happen, which is what you want when you construct a squad. It's very, very difficult to construct a squad. What you want is a core playing 11. That's 6 or 7 players if you can manage that, and then replacements for some of the others. So let's see what Rajasthan Royals have done this year. This is largely the 11 that I foresee them playing. Jos Buttler and Yashasvi Jaiswal, that's a fantastic combination. A little bit of an adjustment for Devdutt Padikkal at 3. And then the powerhouses in the middle order, Sanju Samson, Shimron Hetmeyer. I've got Riyan Parag at 6, and then Ashwin, Nathan Coulter-Nile. Then I've got the 3 quicks and the spin of Chahal, Bolt, and Prasidh Krishna. Now let's go through that side. I mean, you look at numbers, average over 40, strike rate over 150. Only one other player has been able to deliver that in recent times in the IPL, and that is ABD. Now, for Buttler, if you belong in a club with ABD, wow, man, put your collar up. That's what you want in life already. So Buttler has a big season, then Rajasthan Royals have a lot of their worries taken away from them. I don't see him playing Test cricket too much longer. You never say never, but I think he's now ready once again to focus on what he does best, which is being one of the most destructive wide ball batsmen in the game today, especially top of the order. Who's with him? Yashasvi Jaiswal. I always wonder a little bit about how he'd manage at the highest level. Remember what he did last year, chasing 190. He had a 19 ball 50, this little slip of a boy. So if he can come back and deliver a few such starts, that'll be fantastic. But what that means is a new role for Devdutt Padikkal. And I really do hope that Sanju Samson, the team management, define that role perfectly for him. Because he's got 2 dashers at the top, and then he's got 2 dashers below him. So what can Padikkal do? Padikkal can be that glue that holds the team together, but not at 115, 120. Those days are gone. This year's IPL, I expect, will be played on hardish pitches. So if he can be that glue and yet be scoring between 128 and 130, then I think that is a good role for Devdutt Padikkal. If he can do that, he'll be worth the money that's made him a very rich young man. So he's had a fantastic journey, Padikkal. So no, I mean, he deserves the money that he's earned, but I do hope he's able to play that role. Now, the top 5 are pretty good. I only hope Hetmeyer turns up fit, because the West Indies have had issues with Hetmeyer on that front. If he turns up fit, he's got a great warmth about the way he plays the game, but he's also a fearsome finisher. So if he can do that, now let's see what happens to the rest of the side. I think number 6 is a problem for the Rajasthan Royals. For a couple of years now, we've been saying Riyan Parag could be that player who can be the bridge. He'll play the role of a finisher. Maybe he's got 10, 12 balls to play and he'll give you a couple of overs. But that has not happened consistently enough for the Royals. I've been following Parag playing at Assam in the Ranji Trophy, because that tells you how much cricket you've got behind you. He's got a few scores. I've been happy at the fact that he's bowled a little bit. But this is going to be the season for Riyan Parag. Rajasthan Royals have been very, very nice to him. They've given him a long rope, and I think he's got to deliver this year for them. Then we come to number 7 onwards. Now, look at what we've got in the top six. We've only got that over or two from Riyan Parag. You don't have any other bowling options at all, which means you need 20 overs to follow. Now, if you need 20 overs to follow, it's very tempting to play James Neesham at 7. He'd be a fantastic finisher, take a lot of pressure off Hetmeyer, maybe lighten the load a little bit for Riyan Parag, maybe even bat at 5 or 6. But can you get 4 overs out of Jimmy Neesham? If you could, nothing like it to have him there. But if you can't, then you've got to go in not with a big hitting batsman who can help with the bowling, but a bowler who could help with the batting. And that is why if Nathan Coulter-Nile is fit, I think Coulter-Nile comes in there, maybe not at 7, Ashwin at 7, Coulter-Nile at 8. Ashwin in recent times has shown that he can play the big ball too. So I'm going Ashwin 7, Coulter-Nile 8, and then they've got Trent Bolt, Prasidh Krishna, Yuzvendra Chahal. How are they going to manage their bowling resources? I think Prasidh Krishna at the top, very good. Trent Bolt has been magnificent. Very, very few players take more wickets than him in the power play. It worked very well for him with the Mumbai Indians because the Mumbai Indians like Bumrah back at the end. They need someone to deliver wickets up front. In that extraordinary season of 2020, Trent Bolt played a very, very big part for them. But come 21, his economy rate was fairly similar, but he wasn't giving the same number of wickets at the top. They want Trent Bolt to deliver wickets at the top. A bowler who gives wickets in the power play is worth his weight in gold. So there's Trent Bolt there. Then Prasidh Krishna, I think Chahal is one of the best middle overs bowlers going around in the IPL, and Ashwin can contribute right up to what overs 15, 16. He can give you a couple of overs in the power play as well. So that issue is a bit sorted out. Now you come to the death, and there is the problem that I was talking about right at the start. Both Trent Bolt and Prasidh Krishna in the death overs with about 40 odd overs behind them are still going at over 10 and over. And you might say, look, 10 and over on good pitches, that's not that bad, is it? But as an average economy rate over 40, 45 overs, you've got a bit of a worry. Prasidh Krishna has got to gain some ground over there. I have enjoyed what I've watched recently of Prasidh Krishna. He's got the pace, he's got the wide yorker, he's got the change in pace, he's got a good bouncer. So if he can adjust his game to deliver 2 overs at the death, that'll be fantastic. It'll allow them to play Bolt at the top. Now you see why I want Coulter-Nile in my team ahead of Jimmy Neesham, because I would like a couple of overs from him with his ability to take the pace off. He's got a decent bouncer. I've got him bowling a little bit at the death too. Now, I talked about replacements. I think you go down that first 11 as well, or look down the squad as well. I think you've got replacements available over there. Coulter-Nile, Neesham, they could replace each other. If Chahal has to miss a couple of games, they've got Karyappa. If Prasidh Krishna picks up a niggle, they've got Navdeep Saini. If Trent Bolt has an issue, they've got Obaid McCoy. They'd actually like very much to play Obaid McCoy in the first 11 anyway, because he'll give you valuable overs at the death. Can you play McCoy for Coulter-Nile? Then really anybody can bat 8, 9, 10, 11, because you've got Bolt, you've got Chahal, you've got Prasidh Krishna, you've got Obaid McCoy. You can't go into a big game where your batting suddenly ends with Ashwin at number 7. So that's an issue they'll have to sort out, but they've got replacements for each other. They've got 2 quality wicket keepers in the top 4. Why is that important? If something happens to Sanju Samson, if he's got to miss a couple of games, Karun Nair is not quite a like-for-like replacement, but Buttler can then start to keep wickets. Something happens to Buttler, they've got Daryl Mitchell. Daryl Mitchell can either slot in straight away as an opener, or they push Padikkal up. He can come and bat down. They say, we want a little more solidity. Once he becomes available, sort of a couple of weeks into the tournament, Rassi Fantadusen is available there as well to play for them. So they've got replacements as well. I think they're a well-rounded side. It's a question of whether they can put enough runs for their bowlers to defend. And I think they've got the power at the top to be able to do that. They need to start well. But with Rajasthan Royals, it's a question of continuing the streak. If they can do that, they can have a big season from Samson and Buttler and bowl well. They've got the side. Now they've got to show us if they've got the staying power.